So in today's video, we're going to be going over how to start your own private soccer training business. And if you don't know who I am, my name is Noah Varner. I am a full-time private soccer trainer in Cary, North Carolina. I have built a private soccer training from one client all the way up to 75 plus clients in a little bit under a year. And today I'm going to be teaching you guys how to start your own private training business and what I did to get to that next level, training all those athletes and being able to do this full time, which is ultimately, why you guys are watching this video. And I hope it's why you're watching this video, is for your goal to be able to one day do this full time and enjoy it just as much as I do. So if I were to completely start over and I wanted to start my own private soccer training business, the first thing that I would do is I would immediately list myself on coachup.com, lessons.com, and thumbtack.com. These three websites are absolutely massive for any private soccer trainer or any sports trainer in general. Okay, so what these sites are is they allow you to put your listing up and your profile up of yourself. It's kind of like a Facebook, right? You make a profile, you make a bio, you explain kind of your life and your trainings and your experience and your coaching experience and what your trainings look like. And then essentially, when people go online and they type in one-on-one soccer trainers in my area, CoachUp, Lessons, and Thumbtack are going to be one of the top websites when they search that up. They put all their money into marketing SEO so they can appear first on the search listings. So people will then click through their link, and then once they click through, they type in their address or they type in their zip code, and then they'll give whoever's looking for one-on-one training, they'll give that person all the local trainers in their area. So for instance, if I'm on CoachUp, right, I've got my entire profile out there, who I am, what my business is, how we run trainings, how we conduct trainings. And then when they look up one-on-one soccer trainers in my area, I'll be one of the first people to pop up there. So that's a very, very easy way for you to just start marketing yourself right out the gate, right? Don't get caught up in buying the latest equipment or trying to do these other things you don't need to do, spending money you don't need to do, getting an LLC. Like, you don't need to do all that, right? We want to make sure that you can find clients in your area and you can make some money first and foremost, okay? So that's going to allow you, at least CoachUp, Lessons.com, Thumbtack will allow you to market yourself right out the gate. That should be the number one thing you do. Like, if today is the day that you want to start your private soccer training business, then go onto those websites, sign up. You have to apply. You do have to pay a little bit of a fee. I think CoachUp is like $30 for the background check or something, and then like a $10 a year annual charge. So join those sites, pay that little bit of money, and then you'll automatically start being able to bring in clients, because every time somebody looks it up and they go through those sites, it'll ping you. So basically, like, if somebody say yes, goes to the one-on-one soccer trainers in my area, and then goes onto the site and is like, yes, I want to talk to this coach, or I want to talk to all three of these coaches, they'll send out a mass message to all three coaches. And essentially, whoever answers first or who has the best looking profile or has the most reviews, that client's going to be able to choose from them, talk to them, and then eventually you'll be able to get their phone number, get them onto a phone call, and from there you try to close them into your program. Now that's the first thing that I would do starting over, okay? So we've already got our listing up. We've got some marketing out there. People know about us now. So now you guys need to buy some equipment. So I don't want you guys to overdo it on the equipment. Something that a mistake that I made in the beginning is that I thought it would be cool to buy the most latest equipment, expensive stuff that looks great, or at least buy a bunch of things that were cheap. And in reality, I don't regret it, but I could have saved a lot of money by, instead of just trying to buy so much equipment, just buying the very bare bones amount of equipment. So, all you really need is some cones. You don't even really need sticks. Some mini cones, some big cones, and a bag of size 5 and size 4 soccer balls. That's all you need. The soccer balls alone are going to cost about 15 to 20 bucks a ball, depending on where you're getting it from. So, you're looking at about $400 in balls, $300 to $400 in balls, about 50, 30 bucks in cones and anything else that you decide to buy. But bare minimum, all you need is some cones and some soccer balls. So you should be able to work with that right away. So once I've got my equipment and I've got my listing up on coachop.com and lessons.com, probably my next step and what I would do is I would wait around for those pings to come through to pick up clients. But then my next step would be to go to local fields and just meet people. Find people that are out there soccer training and offer them free sessions. I've had lots of coaches that I work with in our community that say that they can just go to a field, set up a training session, even if they don't have a kid to train, and then walk over to random families or random athletes that are training on the field and be like, hey, I'll train you totally for free. This is going to be the best training session in your life. Okay? Get them on into the training session, run them through a session, have them absolutely, not only it's super fun, but it's ultra educational. So people see the value in your training. The athlete especially sees the value in your training. And then from there, you try to get, if the athlete's old enough, you get their phone number. If you get the parent's phone number, whoever's supervised, whatever, right? But from there, you instantly try to get a phone number, some form of contact information to get people out. Now, that's just a couple ways that you can instantly try to get clients. Now, something that I've learned in this game is that, and just business in general, is that people will always buy something for a certain price. So, let's say you're just starting out and you want to eventually charge $100 a session, $100 an hour. Obviously, you can't do that right out the gate. You haven't proven yourself yet. You haven't proven that your business works, that you yourself and your training works for the athletes. You haven't proved anything yet. So what you're going to need to do is you're just going to need to lower your prices. Okay? If you got nobody, then you should be doing it, for free or dirt cheap for that first 1 or 2 clients. Take somebody that needs some training that you think you can improve significantly, give it to them for ultra cheap, free, $20 an hour, $40 an hour, whatever the lowest rate is in your area, do that for them, and then focus solely on getting them as good as possible. Focus on developing them as best as you can before you start raising your prices and looking for more and more clients, right? You want to build up some case studies. You want some success stories, right? How I started is, I started with one client, and I only had one client for the first month and a half, where I just worked solely with this one athlete. And I got that kid from a spot where they were, just not doing very well in training, not doing well in games, mid-tier on their club team. And I was able to bring him up to a point where he was starting every game. The coach was looking towards him to lead the team. So he essentially got a lot better very, very quickly, right? So once I realized that my methods work and I can actually make athletes better, that's when I was like, all right, it's time to go scale with this. Let's use my success story here and leverage that to get more and more athletes in the door. So from that moment, I essentially said, okay, we got him much, much better. Do you have any friends that you can refer to me? Do you have any teammates? Is there anybody that you guys know? Communicate with them, because I've provided value for them already. I've made the player better. They clearly see that my training works and they're going to want to stay with me. So I wanted to help more athletes do the exact same thing to him. And when I did go to them and ask them, can you refer me to anybody? That will never work unless you have a proven system where their athlete's getting better. Nobody's going to want to refer you to anybody if their athlete hasn't gotten any better. If they're not coming home and they're happier after training. They're not coming home and thinking, wow, like I got better today and they're not seeing the improvement in their game, nobody's going to want to recommend you because it doesn't work. So you need to prove first that your training works. Once you've proved that, people will do a lot of things for you. People will, because what you've done for their athlete is something that money cannot buy. There's no amount of money on earth that could buy the best possible training and potentially get them better. It's still up to the athlete. So it's a lot of soccer training, sure, but it's also a lot of motivation. It's a lot of keeping them engaged and letting them train at home and getting better, right? Getting a total program. But from there, that allowed me to go, okay, well, my program works. Clearly it works. Hey, I know you guys have enjoyed the last 6 weeks we've been training. I'm trying to help out more athletes. I will give you a free month of training. I'll give you $200 back, whatever the referral fee is, and go, just to bring me one other athlete. I'm just trying to train more kids. It's as simple as that. That's it. Okay? And like I said, if you improve their athlete and you prove that, you're the real deal, then at that point, they will vouch for you. They will go to their teammates and be like, hey, this guy's really, really good. Come join him. And they could tell, 20 kids, and 19 of them might say no, but it just matters with that one kid. Then once you're at those 2 kids, then you can just rinse and repeat. Continue to build and build and build. You don't need to waste money on marketing and paid ads. You're not going to be able to go get partnerships with schools or any local businesses because you're not legit yet. You'll be able to get to that point, but you're just not there yet, right? You're in a baby stage. Nobody's taking you seriously. Your business only been around for a month or 2. You're not legit yet. So just continue to rinse and repeat. Focus on solely the athlete development and growing them over time, and the money will follow. Like I've said in previous videos before, don't do this to make a lot of money. That will ultimately fail and blow up in your face because you're dealing with athletes. Regardless of what age the athlete is, we care about the athlete and the athlete only. We don't. The money just comes with it. If you're really good at what you do, you're going to get paid a lot of money. You're going to be able to make 6 figures in your business doing that. But you have to get there. You have to be really good at what you do. So if I were starting over, and I'm starting my training business from scratch, I'm getting on to those 3 sites. Then I'm getting 1 person in the door. From there, I'm totally solely focusing on making that player as best as possible and then trying to get referrals out of there. And a crazy method as well, and I'll add this in before we go, is something that I did in the beginning because I wanted it and I wanted it badly. Show up to the fields on game days. Go to the fields, go to your players' games, go to random players' games. Go out there and just start talking to people, networking with parents, talking with parents. You'll notice quickly that there is a lot of need for your service in the community. There are thousands and thousands of soccer athletes that are struggling, that are not where they want to be. Their parents are not happy because their player is not happy. You go out there and you listen to the parents, talk to them, understand their pain points, what they're going through, why their player is not at the next level, then you'll be able to help more and more athletes. So go out there, talk to parents, see what their problem is, be like, hey, I'm doing some private training. I'm just starting up my business. I would love to do it for extremely cheap. I would love to help your athlete. Get more athletes in the door. Once you're at 4 or 5 athletes, that's when you can start raising your price. That's when you can start attacking more viciously at these marketing strategies, trying to bring in more and more kids, more athletes. But you're in the beginning stages, so you just have to build up a foundation. So just a quick recap. Get on to lessons.com, coach up, thumbtack, buy the most basic equipment possible. Then, go use, either the free park method, the coach up method, or going to a field method and talking to parents. Just get one or two kids, athletes in the door, and then solely focus on improving them. And from there on, if your heart is solely behind just improving these athletes, then you have absolutely nothing to lose. Your business is going to do great. But that's everything for me, guys. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. My phone number is 919-283-9670. Just shoot me a text, give me a phone call. I'm always looking to help other coaches in this space. My main goal is to make sure that I can impact thousands and thousands of not only athletes' lives, but coaches' lives as well. So don't be afraid to reach out to me. I'd love to give you some help and some advice. All right, guys, have a good one. See ya. Peace.